Oh, new year, new me. Am I right? Hey, what's up, everybody? So, Happy New Year. So what I wanted to do here is take the opportunity to post a quick video just discussing some of my art goals. I thought it would be pretty cool just to quickly just kind of jot down some of the goals or things that I would like to accomplish throughout the year of 2025. And then as I get closer to the end of 2025, what the hell was that? As we get closer to the end of 2025, so that way I can look back and see what I accomplished, what I failed at, and anything that maybe might need some more work. So let's get to it. All right, so the first and pretty much the obvious one, if you watched my video before, I've been getting private classes from Scott Hanna. He is a Marvel/DC comic book artist for many, many years. I think he said like 30 or 40 years, pretty much almost as long as I've been alive. But he lives relatively close to where I reside, and I've been getting classes inside his home. It's been pretty surreal getting those classes, but, you know, I thought I knew a decent amount of, like, you know, stuff with drawing or comic book art and understanding panels and all that. No, I was completely wrong. It's been really insightful learning from him, and I've been applying it into my own work or own little projects, and of course the homework he's been giving me. But I'm really looking forward to finishing that class. We end the class in March, so still have about 3 months or so left. But I am learning quite a lot, giving me great feedback, which I appreciate so much. And he's letting me know what my strengths and weaknesses are, because I think that's pretty important to hear that, especially when you get feedback from someone of his, stature or notoriety. You want to be able to understand where they're coming from and see what they see and how you can improve upon that. All right, so this one is I would say a personal goal of mine, just in general, but also I do want to make it pretty much at the forefront for my art goals of 2025. This has to do with world building. So one of the strengths that Scott actually had mentioned to me is that I am pretty good at building worlds and whatnot. Now, that's something that I wasn't really good at 20 years ago, or maybe even 25 years ago. But one of the things that I've been trying to work on, even if it's as small as throwing at a desk, a car, a chair, or something that's relative to the world of the character or the being or the scene or something that I'm trying to draw, I've always thought, you know, you gotta do a little bit more than just drawing a character on a piece of paper, because I was so used to doing that growing up. You know, I was just drawing Spider-Man or an X-Men character or a Dragon Ball character, and just drawing that, and then the rest of the page was blank. As I got older, I progressively started to figure out, like, okay, that's okay to do, but you gotta spice it up a little bit. So I'm pretty much have been guilty of just drawing a character on a blank piece of paper, but I've just really have tried to work on world building and, you know, make that make sense. And the other thing with world building that I want to work on is my perspective. I typically draw things in 1-point perspective, at least from where I think I do it. But I do want to learn correctly how to do 2-point or 3-point or 5-point perspectives and all that. I think it would be really good to focus on that. That is my own personal goal overall. But 2025, I definitely want to get in the habit of trying to do a little bit more than just 1-point perspective, for sure. All right, so next up as a goal for mine, and I think this is a pretty important one, I want to be able to attend more comic conventions and bring my portfolio for feedback. The reason I think this is pretty important is because when I started taking those classes with Scott and understanding the type of feedback that I was getting, I thought, okay, you know, I'm getting a more personalized one-to-one course with this person, and it's been really great so far. But what could I do if I go to like a public convention, like a Comic-Con or something like that? Bring my portfolio. It's nothing unheard of, so I thought, why can't I do it? So that's definitely something that I want to do at least once or twice during the year of 2025. Now, I live about an hour and a half north of Philadelphia and an hour and a half west of New York City. So I live in between two pretty well-known cities in the United States here. So I have ample opportunities to be able to go to various conventions, even if they're like anime ones or comic conventions or fan expos or anything like that. and just casually ask, even if it's an indie, comic book artist, and just say, hey, would you mind taking a look at my portfolio? I'm just trying to get some feedback and see where that goes. This is definitely something I really would like to tackle. Again, at least once or twice. It may be difficult just because of timing and, if I could go to those conventions, I'm not really sure. Money, plays a factor into it, but definitely that's something I would like to try at least once or twice. All right, so this one, I would say it's pretty obvious, but I want to be able to post more videos here on YouTube and also live stream. So I figured out how to live stream on YouTube not too long ago. It's quite confusing, very different from Twitch, and I'm not really too fond of, streaming anything art-wise or, all that on Twitch, but I figured YouTube is the best platform for me personally, and I would like to continue to do that, not only just posting videos on a weekly basis and figuring out what days of the week I would like to post them, but also what day of the week I would like to live stream. Live streaming seems pretty simple to me, but I think if I can try to do at least once a week or once or twice every other week, trying to figure out a balance with that, I think it would be pretty cool because I want to be able to grow my audience, but also get to interact with them, have them draw with me, and get feedback and deliver feedback. I think that would be definitely something fun and neat to try to do. Just to expand my own personal creativity, but in hope to expand other people's creativity as well. All right, so this one is actually one that I'm starting today/tomorrow. So back in June of 2024, I was a guest on my college friend actually. His name is G. I was on his podcast back in June of 2024, and I positioned about doing a Dragon Ball Z collaboration piece. And it would be on a 20x24 Bristol board here. Basically, it would be just doing scenes or moments or characters or environments from Season 1 of Dragon Ball Z, which is the Saiyan Saga. So anything from Raditz, arriving on Earth up until the point where Vegeta leaves Earth when he's wounded. I thought it would be pretty cool to, just partner with someone else who's a fellow artist as well and just send out a picture to, like I said, a 20x24, send that his way. He draws certain moments of it and then he sends it back to me, and we just keep going back and forth until basically, I call the shot on when it's done. The other part to this is I've invited an old friend of mine. His name's Phil. He's also a fellow artist as well. He's got some great work. You should check him out. I'll put both of their Instagrams at the end of this video. But Phil is someone that I reconnected with. I haven't really talked to him in many, many years. Phil is someone that I used to do weekly Friday night fighting game tournaments with our friends and stuff. We had a really awesome community back in the day around the Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Street Fighter 4, time frame and all that. I miss those days a lot, but completely forgot that Phil was also an artist, and it kind of blew my mind when I got a Instagram follow from him, and I realized, I'm like, I know this dude. Haven't talked to him in a while, but it's nice to be able to reconnect with him. And then I just kindly asked him, like, hey, do you want to be a part of this? And he was pretty much all for it. So I'm really looking forward to doing this Dragon Ball Z project with both G and Phil. It may take some time, but again, follow along on my YouTube channel here, subscribe, the whole shebang. But just stay tuned because I'm going to be posting at least a couple of videos until the project is complete. And if it's successful enough, then I would pretty much go on to Season 2 of Dragon Ball Z, which would be the Namek Super Saiyan Frieza saga. So I'm really looking forward to beginning that today. All right, folks, so that's it for my art goals for 2025. I hope everybody is having a good start to their new year. It's not going to be much different than what it was yesterday or last week, but I'm really hopeful for myself in, just trying to accomplish some of my goals here. But I also hope that you folks are setting your own personal goals, whether it's art related or just in your own personal life. It's pretty important to at least try that just to get a sense of what you would like to do throughout the year. So if you guys have any feedback for me or anything you'd like to share, again, go ahead, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and see you soon. Take it easy.